Today's topic is staying clean with your colored pencils. This is really important. When you sharpen, any kind of sharpener, you're going to get pencil schmutz. I've talked about that in the video on sharpening with this sharpener. So to collect the pencil schmutz, I have a piece of sticky stuff, which is mounting putty. And when I finish sharpening a pencil, which I'll show you just briefly here, you don't need the whole 5-minute tutorial on sharpening pencils. When it comes out, I don't know if you can see this, but it does have a lot of stuff on it, and that stuff needs to come off. So I roll it here and then it sticks. You can see really well how much stuff comes off of there onto the sticky stuff. When that gets full, I just knead it and stick it back on there, and it gets clean again and will accept more schmutz from your colored pencils. Very important to do that, because if you get the tiniest little particles on your paper, they will get ground into the paper and they will mark the paper forever. You'll never get it clean, and it's always going to happen in a white area or a light yellow area where you really don't want it. So you got to keep all that pencil schmutz away. Sometimes even after you've cleaned it off your drawing, and for whatever reason a bit of color flakes off the end of your pencil, what I have always used to take care of that problem, if I'm drawing along and I go, oh no, I've got stuff, a brush. I like makeup brushes because they sit upright like this. They're easy to pick up and brush. But what I discovered was I used to do this all the time with my Prismacolors, and I never had a problem with the color shifting, getting on the brush. I just would brush anything off, and it's not always stuff from your pencil. Sometimes it's dust out of the air and other particles, but you just have to keep your drawing surface clean. So a brush. But what happened was, when I started using polychromos, I was doing my usual brushing, and I found suddenly I had a green haze over all the white portions of my paper. So the greens particularly, but all of the polychromos pencil colors, for some reason, will pick up onto a brush and will be moved. You can erase that, but you don't want it. So I found this online. This is something that is used for photography to keep photographs clean. It blows air out of the tip, but when you let it go, it doesn't bring air back in. So you can blow things away and they don't come back. So I started using this. It's strong enough to blow away those little fragments of pencil lead or wood shavings or whatever that get on your drawing. You can clean your drawing. You can see it's strong enough to blow that pencil right off of there. So it's by Giottos, and I don't know, it's a blower. Go on Amazon, you'll find it. That's another way to stay clean. Important part of staying clean on your drawing is, if you're left-handed, work from the upper right down to the lower left, or if you're right-handed, work from the upper left down to the lower right, so that you're always out of the work. Another way is to layer a sheet of tracing paper. Tracing paper is nice because you can see through it, see where you are in your drawing, and draw on top of that. Place your hand on top of that. Never place your hand on the drawing. Sometimes I find that awkward, and sometimes I forget the paper. I don't know. So I started making these. These are just knit cotton gloves. You can get them really cheap, again, on Amazon. I can't say where else you can get them, but they're just knit gloves. And what I did was I cut off the tips of the thumb, the index, and the middle finger, so that I could have the regular feel of my pencil on those 3 fingers. Those are the most important ones. And then this whole side of my hand is covered. I am not getting any hand oils on my paper, and that will change the way your paper accepts the colored pencil if you get even oil from your hand on the paper as you're working from your top right or top left down to the opposite direction. If you place your hand on that paper, you've got oil there now, and then when you get down there, it's a problem. So these little gloves are awesome. Because I sew, actually hemmed the fingers. You do not have to hem the fingers unless you're obsessive compulsive. All you have to do is cut them off because knit fabrics do not ravel. And these gloves are really cheap. I have several pair, and just, use it till it gets dirty and then wash it. And when it gets really, really gross, throw it away and get a new one. Okay, that's another part of staying clean. Clean the pencils, use the blower, use a sheet protector, use the glove. Last thing, an artist bridge is useful. So what an artist bridge does for you is that you can put it down over your drawing, and you can rest your hand on that and draw, and you don't touch the paper. Find this a little awkward. Most of them are made for people who paint, and they're a little tall. And I don't know anyone who works with plexiglass who can shave that down for me. So I use it sometimes, but not very often. So those are the things I do to keep my drawing clean. And keeping your drawing clean is so important because you can erase, but it's better to keep it clean in the first place. Stay clean. Bye.